Good morning students. Welcome to 11th standard physics class. Students, in the previous video, we have learnt about motion, vectors and scalars. In this video, let us learn about distance, displacement and other things. Today's topic is on distance and displacement. What is distance? Distance is the actual path or total length of path travelled. This is scalar quantity. It can be 0 or positive but not negative. So it may be equal to or greater than the displacement. It has many values between two positions of an object. Next one, displacement. It is a shortest distance between initial and final position of an object. Displacement is the difference between the final and initial position. Okay, it is a vector quantity. It can be 0, positive or negative. It may be equal to or less than the distance. It has only one value between two positions of an object. The next, displacement vector. Here given 2 points P1, P2. Let us consider a particle moving from a point P1 having position vector R1. R1 is a position vector. So, R1 is equal to x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap to a point P2. Here position vector is R2 is equal to x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k. So, both are position vector. How will calculate the magnitude of displacement? Delta R vector is equal to vector R2 minus R1. That's all. Next, differential calculus. First one, concept of function. Any physical quantity is represented by a function in mathematics. But take the temperature T. We know that the temperature of the surroundings is changing throughout the day. It increases noon and decreases in evening. Okay. Here, function T. Another example, the position of a bus in the motion along the x direction can be represented by x and is called x as a function of time. Okay. Here x denotes the x coordinate. If a function is represented by y is equal to f of x, then dy derivative means dy by dx. It is derivative of y with respect to x. Okay, mathematically, the derivative dy by dx is defined as follows. Dy by dx is equal to limit x to 0. Y of x plus delta x minus y of x by delta x. So, limit del x to 0 dy by dx. Here, dy by dx represents the limit that the quantity del y by del x attains as del x coming to 0. அது dx வந்து 0 ஒன்று இருக்கும் பொழுது dy by dx ரீச் ஆகக்கூடிய அந்த லிமிட் dy by dx ஐ காட்டுகிறது. That's all. Here given some examples for common function and derivatives. The function means y is equal to x, that is function. What is the derivative? Dy by dx is derivative is equal to x is equal to 1 value 1. Power is 1. So answer is 1. Y is equal to x squared. So dy by dx is equal to 2x. How will come 2x? So power coming front of the x. Okay, ma? Then 1 less 1 from the power. So 2x. Y is equal to x cube. But dy by dx is equal to 3x squared. Y is equal to x n. But dy by dx is equal to nx power n minus 1. Y is equal to sin x na dy by dx is cos x. Y is equal to cos x na dy by dx is minus sin x. Okay, y is equal to constant அப்படின்னா constant means 0. அப்போ dy by dx is equal to 0. That's all. இப்போ AB எப்படின்னா dy first 2 derivative dy by dx is equal to a of db by dx plus dA by dx into b. That's all. In physics, velocity, speed and acceleration are all derivatives with respect to time t. This will be dealt. Next, integral calculus. Integration is an area finding process. Integration means an area finding process. But for certain geometric shapes, we can directly find the area. Okay. But for irregular shapes, the process of integration is used. For example, the areas of a rectangle and an irregular shape curve. Okay, the area of the rectangle is simply given by area is equal to length into breadth. Okay, here given two diagram. First one regular shape, second one irregular shape. How will find out irregular shape area? This is given by area is equal to f of a delta x plus f of x1 delta x plus f of x2 delta x plus f of x2 delta x, like this. Find out. Okay. But area is equal to integral of a to b f of x dx. This is formula. Okay. The integration will give the total area under the curve f of x. That's all. For example, the work done by a force f of x and an object to move it from point A to point B. So work done is equal to integral of A to B f of x dx. Okay. No scalar product is required here. Motion here is in one dimension. Okay. The work done is the area under the force displacement graph. This figure is work done by the force graph. Next, the impulse given by a force in an interval of time is calculated between the interval from time t is equal to 0 to t is equal to t1. Okay, impulse I is equal to integral of 0 to t1 f dt. So the impulse is the area under the force function f of t minus t. Here impulse means heavy force. Short time. Next, average velocity. But consider a particle located initially at a point P having position vector r1. In a time interval delta t, the particle is moved to the point Q having position vector r2. So the displacement vector is delta r is equal to vector r2 minus r1. Okay. From this figure, V average velocity is equal to delta r by delta t. This is a vector quantity. The direction of average velocity is in the direction of the displacement vector. This is also. That's all. Average speed. The average speed is defined as the ratio of total path length travelled by the particle in a time interval. So average speed is equal to total path length by total time. The next, motion along one dimension average velocity. Okay. What is average velocity? Average velocity means ratio of change in displacement vector to the time interval. It's measured for a given interval of time in motion. Okay, it is a vector quantity. But in one dimension, we have only two directions, positive and negative direction. The velocity is defined as v is equal to limit delta t to 0, delta x by delta t is equal to differentiation dx by dt. Graphically, the slope of the position to time graph will give the velocity of the particle. At the same time, if velocity time graph is given, the distance and displacement are determined by calculating the area under the curve. This is explained below. that velocity is given by dx by dt is equal to v. So, okay, therefore we can write dx is equal to the cross multiplication la v dt. That's all. Integrating both sides, integral of x1 to x2 dx is equal to integral of time t1 to t2 v dt. Okay, in this figure, up shadow part is called positive displacement, down shadow part is negative displacement. This diagram is displacement in the velocity time graph. Next, relative velocity in 1 and 2 dimensional motion. When two objects A and B are moving with different velocities, the velocity of one object with respect to another object, it is called relative velocity. Case 1. Consider two objects A and B moving with uniform velocity VA and VB. Okay. In the same direction, vector VA, vector VB, with respect to ground. The relative velocity of object A with respect to object B is vector V. AB is equal to vector VA minus vector B. Next one, the relative velocity of object B with respect to object A. Now, VBA, the first one is B. Okay, is equal to vector VB minus vector VA, the first case. Second case, consider two objects A and B moving with uniform velocities VA and VB along the same straight tracks but opposite in direction. So that time V vector VA, vector VB, both are opposite one to another. Okay. So now the relative velocity of object A with respect to object B, vector V AB is equal to vector VA minus open bracket minus vector B, vector VB is equal to vector A plus vector B. So here opposite direction means here put negative sign. Here negative sign indicate opposite direction of the object. That's all. The relative velocity of B with respect to object A is vector V BA is equal to minus VB minus VA is equal to minus VA plus VB. Here also the minus sign indicate opposite direction of the object. Case 3. Consider the velocities vector VA and vector VB at an angle theta between their direction. The relative velocity of A with respect to B. Now, vector V AB is equal to vector VA minus vector VB. Okay. The magnitude VAB is equal to square root of VA square plus VB square minus 2VA VB cos theta. Here form angle, and beta is equal to VB sin theta by VA minus VB cos theta. Here beta is angle between vector VAB and VB. That's all. When theta is equal to 0 degree, same direction, parallel straight lines. When theta is equal to 180 degree, parallel straight line in opposite direction. If theta is equal to 90 degree, the two bodies are moving at right angles to each other. So a person ரெயின் டைமில் வெளியில் போகும்போது கொடையை டைரெக்டாக பிடிச்சாங்க அப்படின்னா ஸோ இவங்க நலைவாங்க. இன் ஆர்டர் டு சேவ் ஹிம்செல்ஃப் ஃப்ரம் த ரெயின் அப்படின்னா he should hold an umbrella at an angle theta with the vertical. ஸோ அம்பர்லாவை வெர்டிகலாக ஹோல்டு பண்ணும்பொழுது ஸோ the angle is formed here. So he will save. That's all. The 4 kinematic equations. First one, S is equal to ut plus of at squared. This displacement equation. Second one, v is equal to u plus at. This velocity equations. Third one, v squared is equal to u squared plus 2s, timeless equation. Fourth one, s is equal to u plus v by 2t, average displacement velocity. These four kinematic equations are basic equations in physics. V is equal to, v is a final velocity, u is a initial velocity, a is a acceleration. Acceleration means a kind of movement. T is equal to time. Under the gravity பொறுத்து equation of motion. A particle example of straight line motion. Okay, first case, a body falling from a height h, free, an object in free fall. So, but consider an object of mass m falling from a height h. Okay, here there is no air resistance. Okay, the object experiences acceleration g due to gravity. We can use kinematic equations to explain its motion. We have the acceleration a is equal to g vector, unit vector j. A is equal to g, so both are equal. By comparing the components, now we get ax is equal to 0, az is equal to 0, ay is equal to g. So 3 axes. Here mention 3 axes. So x axis, y axis 0, x axis, z axis 0, y axis is equal to g. So simplicity, ay is equal to a is equal to g. So gravity acceleration equal itself. Okay, initial velocity u downwards, which is negative y axis. Okay, positive upward positive, downward negatives. The time t, okay, v is equal to u plus gt. Here v final velocity, u initial velocity, g gravity, t time. So y is equal to ut plus of gt squared. It is a distance y from the hilltop. V squared is equal to u squared plus 2gy. That's all. Here the from. Suppose the particle starts from rest. Rest means no movements. Here u is equal to 0. So velocity v. The position of the particle v squared at any time t. Here v is equal to gt. Y is equal to of gt squared. V squared is equal to 2gy. That's all. 2. A body thrown vertically upwards. Consider an object of mass m thrown vertically upwards with an initial velocity u. Okay, let us neglect the air friction. Here a is equal to minus g. So minus g, minus negative sign indicate opposite direction. So we can throw the object next coming down. So both are opposite direction only. The velocity and the position of the object at any time t are v is equal to u minus gt. S is equal to ut minus of gt squared. Minus means opposite direction. The velocity of the object at any position y from the point where the object is thrown. V squared is equal to u squared minus 2gy. The next topic is projectile motion. In our daily life, we are using this motion. அதாவது எரியும் பொருளோட, நம்ம தூக்கி எரியக்கூடிய பொருளோட இயக்கம், அதாவது மூமெண்ட்னு சொல்லுவோம். When an object is thrown in the air with some initial velocity and then allowed to move under the action of gravity alone அப்படின்னா. இப்போ எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் ஆஃப் ப்ரொஜெக்டைல்ஸ் ஆர், ப்ரொஜெக்டைல் மீன்ஸ் எரியக்கூடிய அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். An object dropped from window of a moving train. Bullet fired from a rifle. A ball thrown in any direction. A javelin or shot put thrown by an athlete. Okay. It is found that projectile moves under the combined effect of two velocities. The uniform velocity in the horizontal direction, which will not change provided there is no air resistance. Okay, there are two types of projectile motion. Projectile given in an initial velocity in the horizontal direction, initial, then angular projection. This figure mention horizontal projection. Horizontal projection. But consider a particle, say a ball thrown horizontally with an initial velocity vector u from the top of a tower of height h. As the ball moves, it covers a horizontal distance due to its uniform horizontal. Okay, initial velocity u and a vertical downward. Here, the horizontal distance travelled by the ball is x of t is equal to x, and the vertical distance travelled is y of t is equal to y. For horizontal direction, the distance travelled by the projectiles time t is given by the equation x is equal to u xt plus of at squared. Here a is equal to 0 along x direction. We have x is equal to uxt. Downward direction y is equal to of gt squared. Time of flight, throwing object taking time to complete time from starting point, that is time of flight. Projectile motion, angular projection. The projectile motion takes place when the initial velocity is not horizontal but formed some angle with the vertical. Examples: water ejected out of hose pipe. Second, cannon fired in a battle ground. பீரங்கிலிருந்து வரக்கூடிய பொருள், எரியப்படக்கூடிய பொருள். இப்போ the horizontal distance traveled by projectile in time t is sங்கிறது displacement. Sx is equal to ux t plus of ax t squared சொல்லலாம். Here Sx is equal to x, ux is equal to u cos theta, ax is equal to 0. So நம்ம எரியக்கூடிய பொருளில் அந்த பாத்தில் every point formed angle சொல்லலாம். Thus the path followed by the projectile is an inverted parabola. Parabola அப்படிங்கிறது பரவளையம்னு சொல்லலாம், அதாவது ஆஃப் சர்க்கிள். இன் தமிழ்நாடு there is a கிட்டி புல். that கேமோட பாத்து கிட்டி புல் போடும்பொழுது அந்த பொருள் போகக்கூடிய அந்த பாத்து ஆஃப் சர்க்கிளில் இருக்கும் சொல்கிறது. இப்போ ஒய் இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு 0 அப்படின்னா நெட் டிஸ்பிளேஸ்மெண்ட் இன் ஒய் டைரெக்ஷனில் 0 அப்படிங்கும்போது கேபிட்டல் டி எஃப் இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு 2u sin theta by g. 1 radian. Define a radian. 1 radian is the angle subtended at the center of a circle by an arc that is equal in length to the radius of the circle 360 degree is equal to 2 by radian. 1 radian is equal to 180 degree by. That value is 57.3 degree. Here that yellow line is mention the angle. The yellow line shown the 1 radian. Angular displacement. The angle described by the particle about the axis of rotation in a given time is called angular displacement. Here angular displacement is equal to angle AOB is equal to theta. The unit of angular displacement is radian. So the angular displacement in radian is related to arc length s and radius r as theta is equal to s by r. Angular velocity. The rate of change of angular displacement is called angular velocity. If theta is the angular displacement in time t, then the angular velocity omega is equal to limit delta t to 0 delta theta by delta t is equal to d theta by dt. Angular acceleration, the rate of change of angular velocity is called angular acceleration. Alpha is equal to d omega by dt. So acceleration is vector quantity. Uniform circular motion, motion in which an object goes along a circular path at a constant speed is called uniform circular motion. Centripetal acceleration, the acceleration of an object moving in a uniform circular motion is called centripetal acceleration. By A, C means centripetal, is equal to V squared by capital R. This is always directed towards the center. Non-uniform circular motion, if the speed of the object in circular motion is not constant, whenever the speed is not same in circular motion, the particle will have both centripetal and tangential acceleration. It is called non-uniform circular motion. Kinematic equations of circular motion. The first equation, V is equal to, in linear motion la, V is equal to U plus AT. In angular motion la, omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Then second equation, S is equal to ut plus of AT squared. Angular motion la, theta is equal to omega naught t plus of alpha t squared. Third equation in linear motion la, v squared is equal to u squared plus 2as. Angular motion la, omega squared is equal to omega naught squared plus 2 alpha theta. In linear motion, s is equal to v plus u by 2 into t. In angular motion, theta is equal to omega naught plus omega by 2 into t. Here, the linear displacement s is replaced by the angular displacement theta. The velocity v is replaced by angular velocity omega. The acceleration a is replaced by angular acceleration alpha. The initial velocity u is replaced by the initial angular velocity omega naught. That's all. These equations are important equations for motion. Okay students, today topic is over. Today's homework. Already I have sent up to 4 questions from this lesson. Now I send from 5 to 10 questions. Students, read and write the questions with answers thoroughly and then write the answers 3 times in your fair note. After writing, send me the answers to my WhatsApp number. Thank you students. God bless you.